There's people I've seen here that have been such a big part of my life and helped me through this, and I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. And I apologize if I get a little mushy here, but it's hard not to when you got the crowd that's here. You've got the best and brightest in law enforcement in southeastern Connecticut here. You got the best family, extended family here. My brother, Mrs. Murph, Todd, Dan. And it's very overwhelming to see you guys here, and I do appreciate you coming. My fire department friends, that's where I got my start in emergency service, was in the East Bay Plains Fire Department. And since then I've built relationships with Yannick, the city, Taftville, Ockham, all over the county. And that got me into wanting to do more in public safety, and then started the path down to the police department. So here I am 21 and a half years later. Along the way, I met some great people, and a lot of them are here today. Mayors, state's attorneys, supervisors, friends, co-workers. I'm very, very blessed. When I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I really can't get over the fact that I am blessed. I'm blessed that I work in Norwich. I love Norwich. If you haven't realized it, if you don't know by now, I like Norwich. I love Norwich. It's a good city. It's a fine city. It's where I was born. It's where my children are born. It's where I live. It's where I've always lived. It's a great city. We have a great government. They support the police department. The community supports the police department, and that's a rarity in this day and age, the way things have been, and we don't have that in Norwich, and we should be thankful for that. I've also had great leadership along the way in my police department career, starting in 1993. Staying quietly in the back is the best sergeant you'll ever meet, Mike Boyd. In front of him is one of the best. I can just go through the crowd, and next to him is Pat McMahon. He's my FTO. He rose to the ranks to a couple police departments, and he was my FTO, and 22 years later, here he is today. That says a lot to me, that the relationships met. Captain Fecto, I still call him Captain. He's been gone probably 20 years. He hired me. Lieutenant Gavigan's back there somewhere, who rose to be Chief Gavigan, but there's Chief Gavigan. Yeah, Sergeant Shabbat, and I still call these fine officers by their ranks because that's the reverence I hold them in. So you have Sergeant Shabbat, Captain Fecto, Captain Gavigan, Lieutenant Bakulis, Lieutenant Costa's back there. And we've been fortunate over the years to turn out some top-notch law enforcement officers. So there's Captain Menard. Captain Menard sitting right there, my immediate predecessor. To turn out some top-notch law enforcement supervisors here, and that's what helps this department do as good as it does. I'm proud to be in this department. I look back at the officers, the young ones who are coming up to the ranks, and they're coming up to the ranks very quickly. There's a lot. The future is very bright, and we'll do well here. So I do want to appreciate that, and thank the city for allowing us to have such a good police department. For those who live in Norwich, when you go to bed tonight, you're being protected by Norwich police officers, and they do an excellent job. And I know it because I live here. And my parents lived here, I live here, my friends live here, my family lives here. This is one of the best police departments you're going to find, and we look to continue that. Also have a great support network of just friends you meet along the way, and it's always good to have the kind words and encouragement because sometimes it can be a challenging job, and I'm very appreciative for those as well. So as we move to the future, this is our 150th year. Chief reminds me it's not until September, but Norwich Police Department is 150 years old. Like Norwich, everything is old here. So I look forward to working with the chief and moving forward to this next state. When it comes to great leadership, Chief has always set the bar high. He's mentored me, guided me, pushed me along, whispered in my ear throughout my entire career to get me to where I am today. And I would be lost without him. And the daily impact of the officer on the street, people don't realize what the kind of impact the chief has on the day-to-day operations of this organization, and we are very appreciative of that, as am I. Looking forward to where we're going. Like the chief said, I like to be goal-oriented. I like to projects and where we're going. I look to be heavily involved in pursuing and obtaining accreditation. I'd like to expand our community relations. As you can see from the events in the post-Ferguson world, police-community relationships sometimes can be strained. And, let's not wait until something happens to get out there and really have good, strong community relations. We have them now, but like anything, like a marriage, it has to be worked at. And I think we have to work at that to continue it. Our strategic plan just ended, so we actually have to do another 5-year plan. So we're going to be looking forward to that. So that planning process up very soon. As you can see, as we stuffed in here, we have facility needs. We have to find a solution to the police station. Our council and mayor and city manager has been heavily involved, but we're going to need to have that addressed. Looking back, Lieutenant Vega, a classmate of mine from all those 20 years ago, will be instituting fair and impartial policing training, which to make sure we're on the cutting edge of relationship-based and fair and equitable policing, more on the community relations thing aspect of it. Technology, we have technology challenges at the police department. We're working with the city IT department and the city manager to address it. The radio system has issues we need to look at, and we need to be more efficient as we use technology as it relates to the cruisers and also on the street. Sounds like it's a lot, but with the team that the chief has assembled, I think it's going to be not easy, but achievable. And that type of drive that he pushes us, that we can push forward to it. Finally, there's my family. I have to thank my family. They're all here, and that's everybody here. I mean, I guess you're all part of the family, and especially my wife, my 2 wonderful kids. They're my world, and I've been blessed with good friends. Mrs. Murphy is a direct, reminds me of my mother and father. I miss terribly my brother. They would have loved to have been here. Along the way, I picked up a wonderful mother and father-in-law, and I'm glad to have them, and wonderful friends, cousins, and people who are like fathers. Pack home is like an extended family. Real extended, not that. Yeah, it's not that close. But I've been blessed with this great family, and friends here. I'm looking forward to the best years of this department coming. With Mark and Chris, and now Jim Vega and Corey Poor. Cole high school classmates, Del Carter and his work he does, and just Chris Calloway. We got a bunch of people here. You almost want to start a program like Get to Know Your Police Department, because it's filled with great men and women. And like I said, truly our best days are ahead. And I'm really honored to have been selected, and I'm really honored to be part of that. And thank you all for coming.